Hey guys, I figured I got enough vehicles laying around, I should start working on something. So today I want to introduce you to something. Alright, so this is the $500 shop truck that we bought when I had my hot rod shop here in Tucson. It's a 1988 Dodge D350 1-ton. And I bought it for $500 and had to rebuild the transmission. And we used it for a while at my shop. It was affectionately known as Crusty, because it's just an old, crusty, crummy, $500 stinky truck. It burns more oil than a two-stroke, and it leaks from every possible seal, gasket, and orifice in any fluid imaginable. And today, we're gonna try to get it running. It's been sitting for a little over a year, so I picked up a crusty new battery. We're gonna put it in, fill the carb full of gas, see if we can't get it going. You like my sweet battery hold down? So this battery isn't actually brand new. It's a used battery. And if you guys have a place anywhere nearby you that sells used batteries, it's a really good option. This is like $38 and they come with a 2-month warranty. You gotta turn in your old core, but for $38 you can get a battery, especially for something like this. Like, I'm not gonna spend $100 on a brand new battery for this truck because it doesn't need it. So if you guys have a place that sells used batteries or reconditioned batteries, it's an awesome resource for project cars or flip cars or something you just need a cheap battery for that works, so you can get it running. So since it's been sitting for at least 6 months and it's carbureted, you can guarantee that the carburetor is empty. So instead of draining the battery, cranking it over for 10 minutes trying to get the carburetor to fill up with fuel, because it's a mechanical fuel pump, so it doesn't just fill up when you turn the key on, I'm going to remove the air cleaner and fill up the carburetor with gas from a little container. That way it's got gas in it when we go to start it. Since this is an Edelbrock carburetor, there's 2 little carb vents right here and right here that vent the float bowls. So we're just going to try and pour out of this little measuring cup. Maybe, maybe not. Should be plenty. And this little guy right here is the accelerator pump on the Edelbrock carburetor. And I want to make sure that that works so that when you push the gas pedal, fuel actually squirts down in through the venturi. And what that does is, on throttle opening, it squirts a shot of fuel through the carburetor that richens up the mixture so you don't get a lean bog. So I'm going to look down the throat of the carburetor here by holding the choke flap open and see if I can see fuel squirting out. Alright, and we do have fuel. So we're going to close the choke, and then we'll see if it cranks up. First things first, we're going to check all the fluids before we try and start it up. Make sure it's got oil and coolant and transmission fluid. Remember I said it leaks? And so we're full on oil. It's got nice green coolant in it. Let's see about the transmission fluid. I know this leaks. It's got fluid. We're okay. All right. Almost. Oh. No way. No. This isn't gonna be much of a video, guys. I'm sorry. This thing is loyal. Great success. It hasn't been started in a long time, so it's a little smoky and rough, but it'll smooth out. This truck has always been super loyal. Never had a problem, never left me stranded. Always fires up so long as the battery's not dead. All right, now that it's smoothed out a bit, I'm gonna put the air filter back on. I'll put some gas in it, because when I parked it, this thing was on fumes. So the last thing I want is to run out of gas halfway around the block. So the other reason I need to get this running is when I take my red truck down to do the long arm suspension swap and all the stuff I want to do to that truck, I'm gonna need something to drive because the red truck's my only like real reliable vehicle at the moment. Although I say that, this thing's never let me down. But the red truck's way nicer, so I need to have something that's at least somewhat good to drive before I take that apart. So this is Crusty, the shop truck. I've kept it around just because it's been such a loyal old piece of junk. Like, it's been to New Mexico twice and never broke down. I thought for sure this piece of crap was going to leave me stranded on the side of the road, but it hasn't. So I've decided to keep it. It deserves a new lease on life. It's not too far gone. It's just ugly. So I have a Remand engine that I traded just some random junk and tools for. And then I have a transmission out of a motorhome that only has 25,000 miles on it. So those are both gonna go in here. So those will be in the next video or two. I've also got to fix the fuel tank leaks when you fill it all the way up. So it's either the fuel filler neck seal or the gasket for the fuel sending unit. So I'm gonna get those fixed. It's got some rattles and some clanks that drive me nuts and need to be addressed. And then the rear end whines like a 747, bad. So something's messed up in there. I don't know if it's carrier bearings or the thing just has 500,000 miles on it because it only has a 5-digit odometer. So who knows how many times this poor thing's rolled over. So we'll dig into that and see if it needs a full rebuild or maybe just a bearing or who knows. The other thing is I want you guys to let me know what you think I should do with this. My idea is to kind of do a smaller service truck because my big service truck's a medium duty and it's obviously two-wheel drive, it's a medium duty, and it's hard to get in certain places, especially if it's been raining for a while or it's tight little rough roads, or there's a lot of places my big service truck can't go. So I'd like to build this up as a smaller version and maybe convert it to four-wheel drive. I have a front axle for it. I need to get a transfer case and the output shaft and the tail housing for the transmission to convert it, but that's not a big deal, I can do that. I think the four-wheel drive service truck would be kind of cool. If I'm going to do that, I need to build a crane to go on the back box, so I'll do that in a video, fabricate a custom crane. because they want way too much money for the little cranes just as it is. And then kit it out with stuff for a service truck, a small air compressor, a toolbox for the side that holds sockets and wrenches and stuff. Maybe a small welder if I can get my hands on one. Multi-Quip and Miller both make a little, about the size of a small generator, that would work really well on this. That, or the original idea when I had the hot rod shop was to take this thing and slam it and give it a faux patina paint job with a logo on the door. So I might do that. It just depends. If I do that way, I'll kind of hot rod the motor a little bit and make it so that it's not just a stock 360. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Whether I should do the 4x4 smaller service truck, or I should slam this thing and faux patina it kind of rat rod style with the service box on it. All right, so you're gonna see more of that truck here on the channel. I'm gonna definitely start the 4-wheel drive swap first because I already have the axle and I just need to go to the junkyard and grab some springs for the front, and we can start welding up some perches and get that axle mounted. Let me know in the comments section what you think I should do with the truck. I'm really leaning towards the 4-wheel drive. I think that'll be more useful for me and better for what I do and where I live. I'll catch you later.